All right, welcome back, everybody. Joining me on the KUM couch now, two members of the Guam Army National Guard, Lieutenant Colonel Steve Warren and Captain Mark Scott.
Captain retired. I just retired today.
Did you retire?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks. So you can just call me Mark now, or whatever. Nerd.
Congratulations on your retirement, man. Congratulations. That's really good news.
Thanks, Jason.
So yeah, we actually have to. Okay, we got to change the graphic now. RET.
That's why I said it.
Okay. Well, hey, congratulations on a job well done. So,
thanks, man.
We appreciate that. All right, Colonel, when last we had you here, we were talking about retention, recruitment, getting young people interested in the Guard, getting them ready to serve, making them aware of the career opportunities that await them should they choose to serve. Where are we and how much progress has been made to that end?
Well, Jason, thanks for having us on today. It's important. First and foremost, those that are currently serving, we just want to say thank you from the Guam Army National Guard for everything that you've done, your families, the amount of time it takes to train and to help out our island. We can't thank you enough. As far as our new recruitment efforts, there is a large desire to serve. We see that. There's folks that come to talk to our recruiters that are looking to join. I think some of the barriers that we're finding is that the testing criteria to get in has been difficult. And so we've been beginning to look at avenues to where we can partner with Department of Labor, Department of Education on means to allow those that are interested in serving the tools they need to get through the screening criteria for the testing to become eligible to serve.
That would be the or at least part of the ASVAB, and I know you were talking with the Department of Labor Director Dave De La Sola about that.
Dave and I were talking in the back, and we just talked to the superintendent from DOE yesterday about some of the options and opportunities we have to get individuals that are excited about serving, whether it's in the National Guard or in other services, a pathway to education, a pathway to service, and a pathway to employment. And it's really bettering those that want to better themselves.
Is the ASVAB kind of like on a graded scale? Because I remember when I took the ASVAB when I was a senior in high school, they said basically, don't get too nervous, just go in there, do your very best, take the test, and the test itself will kind of determine your path.
It does, right? Depending on where you score.
I obviously didn't wind up in the nuclear program, so
right.
That shows you how I did.
There is a baseline screening criteria. If you don't hit a certain point, it makes you ineligible. But based on where you score, you can get different jobs. And so, we're looking at avenues for those that are interested in serving in the National Guard. How do we get them to the point where they can get through that screening criteria to get to the next gate, to get through the physical portion?
Okay, can we talk about, let's go to Mark for this, the internship program. I know we're going to bounce back and forth with you and the Colonel on that, but how was that internship program over the summer, and what did the interns take away?
Yeah, it was great, Jason. Department of Education and the Department of Youth Affairs have that like they did last summer, and we built off that a little bit this year. And it's great to see the kids come out and have an opportunity to get hands-on. In fact, Steve had a couple of interns, one of whom decided to enlist, or will be enlisting after she went through the internship program, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it's a nice way for the students to get out there and see what the real world is like, develop those skills and put that education to good use. And we're delighted to host it. It's a part of our job, not just to fight the wars, but to serve our community. And this is just another way for us to help do that.
Now, Colonel, what did you see on the faces and maybe the eyes of these young interns? Because I know like a lot of kids who grow up on Guam, everybody's always around, military personnel, but a lot of kids never get the chance to actually be like in a military installation environment. Some people even say, I've talked to kids and like, wow, the air even smells different here on base.
So I think we dispelled a lot of the misperceptions, at least with our team. In the recruiting world, we need to be able to be in different locations at different times, and then having young people come and see how our teams work and how they're able to get out in the community and connect with some of the local businesses, some of the local high schools. It just exposed them to different parts of the organization, right? They understood that, you can be an engineer, you could be a cook, you can be a pilot, and you could also be a teacher in your community and be in the Guard. And that's something that opened their eyes, because when they think of the military, they think like, well, I have to leave. But no, here on the Guard, you stay here, you serve here, you can do various other jobs. You could be a lawyer, but still be in the Guard. And as soon as they found those parts of it out, I think it was something that was new to them and something that they had never heard before.
And I'm sure, I wasn't there, but I'm absolutely, sir, I'll bet my next paycheck on it, that the obvious esprit de corps that all of the airmen and soldiers have made a huge impression on them. Absolutely. I mean, we're not just coworkers, you guys are literally brothers and sisters in arms.
Absolutely, and we had a fun event with them as well. Warrior for a Day, where we ran them through some of the obstacle courses and some of the engagement skill trainers. So they got a little bit of taste of soldiering as well as the work side of it. So.
Very nice. Okay, now Colonel and Mark, we got some video up here. Last time we talked about Bella, the daughter of one of your recruiters, who unfortunately has cancer, but she's fighting it, with that Guam National Guard fighting spirit. Can you get us up to speed on how she's doing?
Yep. So I don't know if her picture will come up here. There she is. So
there's Bella.
There's Mike and Jamie and the family and Bella. So we're Bella Strong in the Guam Army National Guard, and she just returned to Island 2 weeks ago. And this morning I talked to Sergeant First Class Regis. They're actually out in Florida, in Orlando, with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So she completed her 4th round of chemo.
Let me guess, Disney World?
Disney World.
Yes.
So
have fun, Bella.
We
love you at KUAM.
It was a 5-month marathon for the family and Bella, and she is just an inspiration to us all about resiliency. And every time she walks into a room, it just lifts the spirit. So to have her back, and then to be her with her sisters now and family in Florida enjoying time together, we're just excited. And then when she gets back, I hope to get her on here with you, and we can have a talk.
Yeah, Bella and your family, we're so proud of you. You've been in our prayers and our thoughts, and whenever you're ready, there's a spot at KUAM for you. We'd love to talk to you about your story. All right.
Great.
Now, one thing I'd like to talk to you gentlemen, speaking of young people, is Mark, when you were here last time, we were talking, Colonel, with Mark about getting Gen Z interested in the military, and is that a challenge? I mean, many people say, like Gen Z, they've got their own vibe, their own attitude. They're obviously a generation that is wildly integrated with technology.
Yep.
So how have you had to maybe adjust, if at all, efforts to recruit Generation Z kids?
So a couple things that we're looking at. I think one, just being real. Authenticity is important to Gen Z. And so telling the stories of the individuals that are already in the organization. So having individuals see themselves in the organization instead of the organization telling them what they should do or be, right? So we have young individuals that are creative, both with the ability to do digital editing, and with different entrepreneurs that are in the Guard that own their own companies, just telling their stories that here on Island, what they're able to do, and kind of give them the option that they can still have those exciting experiences. They can still fly off to go to different places to train. They still get access to work on their fitness, but they can also come home and begin their careers. And I think the way those stories are told is beginning to resonate. And I think what we're looking at doing is, how do we remove the barriers to those that want to serve? And we talked about it earlier, the partnerships with Department of Labor, Department of Education, and some of the local institutions like GCC and UOG, really finding ways that we can create that path, that if you want to raise your right hand and you want to serve your island and your country, we're going to get you there.
Well, there's a lot of members of Gen Z I know who would be honored to put on the uniform and go through the training. Gen Z I know also very, very aware of financial issues and their own work. So I know the GI Bill very attractive to them.
Yep.
Yeah,
right.
One of my technicians is actually a financial advisor to his peer group of Gen Zs, and I'm amazed at how much knowledge they have at such a young age, because it's accessible. But just to tack on a little bit to what Steve said about Gen Z and younger millennials, you can even see the difference in basic training, for example. No longer are they coming off the bus and just getting browbeaten with a lot of fear and discipline, like what happened to some of us when we were younger. They're encouraging things that develop meaning, personal meaning, giving the soldiers to want to work hard on their own, with things like team building events and things that connect with service coming from a personal place inside, rather than being enforced down your throat.
So rather than beating them down, you want to build them up.
Yeah, which is one step less than we went through, but we see that result when they come back from basic training and they go into something like what Steve was talking about, the digital editing, a lot of creativity. And even if it's in the infantry, they'll do a lot of difficult things, but from an inner motivational point of view, which is one difference that Gen Z has.
Right.
So, there's still a place for that. If you have an internal push, a drive to change your life for the better and serve your people and serve your island, it can still be done.
All right, gentlemen, very well.
But before we get going,
Sure.
I wanted to leave
I got about 30 seconds.
I wanted to leave you with something. So, I know
We always got time for gifts.
school's around the corner. So to the parents and teachers, thank you for everything you're doing. To the students, get out there, work on your math, reading comprehension, take it seriously, and service is a good path. But on behalf of the Guam Army National Guard, we have what's called a challenge coin. And so
Is that what I think it is, Colonel?
The sling stone of the Guam seal here on the front, and then on the back is part of the recruiting and retention battalion. This isn't FD. It is the Phoenix.
It is a Phoenix.
For rebirth, for those that choose the path to service, and then the foundation and growth of the Lottie Stone. So on behalf of everything you do, we want to thank you.
Oh, thank you. Well,
well, the proper way, I got to shake your hand here. No, with the coin in it.
Ah.
And then you get it, and now it's yours.
It's okay. The knowledge is passed, just like the culture is passed. All
High
right,
honor,
thank
high
you,
honor.
Colonel.
Yep.
Thank you,
And Mark,
Jason.
congratulations on retirement, man. That's fantastic. Well, you know what? And I am going to share this with our Pete Anderson because he is a retired Army himself.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's a air artillery and also in the Guam National Guard. All right, we just want to tell you guys tomorrow on the hotspot, because of the bottom half of the hour, we are going to have the hub. My buddy Nestor Laconta will talk everything about Decision 2022. Joining him are Juan Carlos Benitez, of course, the man with the plan for the Republican Party of Guam, political analyst, UOG's Dr. Ram McNinch, and Chirag Bajwani from the Democrat Party of Guam. Thank you so much, Colonel. We really treasure. Man, this thing is heavy too. You gave it to me when you shook my hand. I'm like, ooh. This is amazing. Thank you. We really treasure this, and we sincerely appreciate what you and all your fellow soldiers and airmen do with the Guard.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right, for the Colonel and for now recently retired Mark Scott, I'm Jason Salas, and from all of us here, we hope you enjoyed watching the show. Have a wonderful afternoon. Bye-bye.